This was the very first scene you guys saw from this property about 6 months ago. If you remember, this road was almost completely washed out. I need a lot of work before you ever really get started back here. Goes to come in after Gabby. She don't like it out here. So are we. I dug a ditch on the left-hand side here and made an exit part on the right, and then built up this entire road. The road is now higher than the surrounding areas. Before it was dug out. So all the water from that entire hill running down just came down this road and washed it out. Now the road is higher than its banks, so the water is going to shed right and left. The most difficult part of actually achieving this was that the culvert used to cross way up here, and we had to dig the culvert out. I tried it with that little tractor over and over again, and the fact was that culvert was just way too heavy for the tractor. Tractor couldn't pick it up, but then my back tires were off the ground. So it was a very difficult thing to achieve. One of the young church leaders at our congregation has a Mini X and some other large equipment, and he came and helped us dig up that culvert, and then we replaced the culvert down there at the low spot. The older guys in the area tell me that this used to be the low spot here until they had a big storm and this culvert got blocked up and it flooded out and made a new low spot right there. So we moved the culvert down, we covered it up, we dug out ditches, and mostly this material went on top of the road from both sides. And that'll give you an idea. All of that material that's missing is filled up on this high spot here. And I kept pulling dry stuff from anywhere on the farm that I could find it and bringing it down here. I did dig out that permaculture bed and put my growing mediums in there and got the chickens on it now. That was the source of another dry spot. Another member of the church just yesterday brought by what you're looking at here is asphalt that is also full of grass. The asphalt was scraped up because it had grass growing all in it, and they're going to do some other kind of landscaping thing there now. But he was kind enough to bring me this asphalt and dump it out here for me to spread out with my little tractor. It's looking really, really good. If I can get this grass to take root in here, will probably never have problems with this road again. It's the grass will help to dry up any moisture, and it will also grab small particles on the way by, like when it's the washout that does actually make it down the hill. Anywhere that there's a low spot, the gravel is gonna, or sand or silt or whatever it is, the sediment is gonna lock into those grass roots, and it could actually build up higher and higher over time. So I'm pretty excited about this and happy about it. Somebody who saw one of my earlier videos asked me to do a video on how I actually fixed this problem, because they were navigating a very similar problem. And this is the best advice that I can give you. As much sand or well-drained medium as possible. If you can get gravel, anything that's going to allow for well drainage, and just keep piling it up. If you get your road higher than the low spots, and then give your low spots a place to cross, then you should not have any problems. I understand that this is a lot of work, especially if you don't have a piece of equipment. I understand any kind of aggregate right now is really expensive. That I had to navigate these things, and that's how someone gave me the asphalt, and the rest of the material that I used I got from here on the homestead somewhere. So there you go, guys. I really think that this road is going to do really well now. I'm not saying that I'm done putting material on it, but I think that there's enough material on it now so that I'm not going to have a problem regardless of how wet it is. This little old tractor is, well, I mean, it's little. But man, I use it to do stuff that you might not think that it should be able to do. I'm pretty happy with it. It's, I had a guy tell me once, an older guy, he worked with heavy equipment. He says, once you start working with equipment, you will always want just something bigger. And I'm sure that there's at some point where that planes off, but I've seen people in the business, and it seems like every time they buy, they step up a little bit in size or horsepower, capacity, something along those lines. So, guys, I hope you like this video. Click like, subscribe if you haven't already.